I need to tell you something. Something you already know but have spent a lifetime trying to outrun. Something you have been avoiding in the quiet hours of the night when the house is still and you are left with nothing but the sound of your own breathing. Something you have been running from, hoping that if you stay busy enough, if you scroll long enough, if you drown your mind in enough background noise, the truth won't be able to catch up to you. But it always does. It catches up when you lay your head on the pillow and the screen finally goes black. It catches up in the split second of silence between your songs. It catches up when the distractions fade and you are forced to look at the reality of who you are, where you are, and what you have done with the time you've been given. And that truth is simple, heavy, and absolute. Nobody is coming to save you. I know how that feels to hear. I know it sounds harsh. I know it sounds cold. I know it feels like a heavy concrete door slamming shut in a dark, empty hallway, leaving you entirely in the dark. I know it is the absolute last thing you want to hear when you are tired, when you are hurting, when you feel completely overwhelmed by the weight of your own life, and when you just want someone to reach down, take your hand, and tell you that everything is going to be okay. But it is the cleanest, most merciful truth you will ever encounter. And truth is the only thing quiet enough and sharp enough to cut through the noise of your excuses and finally set you free. When I was 24, I lived in the waiting room of life. I had no direction. I had no purpose. I had no plan. I was just drifting through my days, carrying this heavy, dull ache of hope like a lead weight in my chest. I was waiting for the world to finally notice me. I was hoping someone would spot my potential, pull me out of the crowd, and hand me a chance. I was waiting for a mentor to take me under their wing and show me the way, or for a lucky break to fall through the ceiling and fix my broken finances, my broken habits, and my broken mind. I told myself that my situation was temporary. I told myself that next month or next year, things would somehow fall into place. I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I watched the seasons change outside my window. I watched years slip through my fingers like dry sand. I watched people around me make moves, build lives, and take risks while I stayed exactly where I was, paralyzed by my own passivity. And the silence of the universe was absolute. Nothing happened. Nobody came. Nobody noticed. The rescue ship I was scanning the horizon for never appeared because it was never built. I got angry. I became bitter and deeply resentful. I blamed the system. I blamed my upbringing. I blamed the economy, my parents, my past trauma, and my lack of luck. I blamed everyone and everything except the person looking back at me in the mirror. I wore my victimhood like a shield, using it to protect myself from the terrifying reality that my mediocrity was my own choice. It was easier to feel sorry for myself than it was to take responsibility. It was easier to complain about the dark than it was to strike a match. But here's the realization that finally broke me open, the one that shattered the illusions I had built to keep myself comfortable. The world does not owe me a rescue. My circumstances do not care about my potential. Nobody is responsible for my life, my happiness, or my future, except me. That realization was incredibly painful. It was uncomfortable. It was deeply humbling, and it stripped away every convenient excuse I had spent a decade building. It felt like standing naked in the freezing rain, with nowhere left to hide. But it was also the most liberating moment of my life. Because once I accepted that the rescue party was never coming, I realized something else. If nobody was coming to save me, then nobody could stop me from saving myself. I stopped waiting. I stopped hoping. I stopped wishing. I finally started doing. Let me ask you, honestly, Who are you waiting for? Who is going to walk through that door and give you permission to finally start living the life you know you are capable of? Are you waiting for your parents to finally understand you, apologize for the past, and believe in your dreams? They may never do that. Are you waiting for your friends to encourage you, validate your path, and join you on the journey? They have their own lives to live. Are you waiting for a mentor to hold your hand and show you every single step so you don't have to risk the pain of failing? No one is going to do the push-ups for you. Are you waiting for a boss to recognize your hidden talent and hand you the perfect opportunity on a silver platter? They're focused on their own bottom line. Are you waiting for a partner to walk into your life, complete you, heal all your wounds, and make you feel worthy? That is a burden no other human being can carry for you. Are you waiting for a lucky break, for the market to be perfect, for the stars to align, for the perfect economic climate? Are you waiting for a sign from the sky? Here's your sign. The sky is empty. That perfect day is not on the calendar. That moment of absolute certainty is a myth. That person who will fix everything is not on their way. Nobody is coming to save you. I know that's hard to sit with. I know it feels lonely. I know it makes the room feel a little colder and the silence a little louder. But this is not meant to discourage you. This is meant to wake you up from the deep sleep of your own passivity. Because the exact moment you accept that you are entirely on your own is the moment you become free. It's the moment you become powerful. It's the moment you become unstoppable. Think about the math of it. If nobody is coming to save you, then you have to save yourself. If nobody is coming to give you permission, then you have to give yourself permission. If nobody is building your dreams, then you get to build them exactly the way you want, without their approval, without their input, and without their consent. That's not a heavy burden. That is the ultimate gift. It means you are no longer a passenger in your own life, watching the scenery go by and hoping the driver doesn't crash. You are the driver. You are the captain. You are the one holding the wheel, and you can turn it whichever way you choose, starting right now. There is a profound, dangerous difference between hope and delusion. Hope is believing that things can get better. Delusion is believing they will get better without your hands on the wheel. You need hope, but you also need action. You need belief, but you also need work. You need faith, but you also need discipline. Because hope without action is just wishful thinking. Faith without work is just a fantasy. Belief without discipline is just a daydream. You cannot pray your way out of a life you refuse to build. You cannot wish your way into peace of mind. You cannot wait your way to fulfillment. You cannot read enough books, watch enough videos, or think enough deep thoughts to change your physical reality. At some point, the consumption has to stop. The preparation has to end. The research phase has to close. You have to move. You have to act. You have to start. It's always easier to wait. It's easier to hope, and it's certainly easier to blame. But easy is not working for you. Easy is why you are still stuck. Easy is why you are still waiting in that quiet room, hoping the door will swing open on its own. Easy will keep you exactly where you are for the next 10 years, until you wake up one day with nothing left but the bitter taste of regret. If you want a different life, you have to do different things. You have to think different thoughts. You have to build different habits. You have to become a different person. And that entire transformation starts with a single, quiet, uncompromising decision to stop waiting. Nobody is coming to save you. I am not coming to save you. Your family is not coming to save you. Your friends are not coming to save you.
The universe is not coming to save you. Only you can save you. Only you can change your life. So here's your challenge. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop wishing. Stop blaming. Stop telling yourself that your time will eventually come, or that things will just magically get better when the circumstances change. The circumstances will never be perfect. The timing will never be right. The fear will never fully go away. Start. Start right now. Start with what you have. Start from exactly where you are standing. Start before you are ready. Start before you have the perfect plan. Start before you feel confident. Start before you know how it will end. Just start.